I really feel like fears and um the the worries are unknown, scare changes are what keeping people stuck at where they're at, even though they're not happy, even though they know that something gotta change. 97% of the fears, of the worries that we have never really happen, or at least not in the extent that we anticipate. Usually it's lot smaller or less impactful than we thought it would be. So that means having a realistic expectation or a system to analyze our fears are very important. Writing them down and kind of like scaling them, like, what's the possibility of this? Is this a 10 or is it a 0? Or is it a 5? And what's the impact? Is this going to impact me like in a great extent, or is it like not really that much? So we really need to put it on like a graph and then really look at, okay, is this going to happen? Or am I actually making it up? I am imagining it. I'm playing it out in my head.
Hello, Kim. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Elisha. So excited to be here today.
Beautiful, and thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, Kim, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, Kim, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invest it in yourself. And oftentimes, Kim, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. Some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Kim, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Kim, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around, hmm, a lot's changed about the mango tree. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, Kim, I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day, and I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Kim that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show, because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, your philosophies, your insight, the impact your work is having, and how you are offering your solutions. Kim, these stuffs are beautiful. And just before I sent you that request, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from those beautiful things Kim is doing. And not only me now, because I don't want to be selfish, and even with the audience. And here we have with the amazing Kim. So thank you so very much for doing that to yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, Kim.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate
Beautiful.
you sharing that story. Yeah.
Thank you too. So let's get started. You see, I am quite excited to have you on the show today, Kim, for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order
Mm-hmm.
for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Kim, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information, and not just knowledge alone, but the application of it. And you see, Kim, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the wonderful Kim on the show It's for the sake of the audience. You say, Kim, we live in an age where information
Mhm.
is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Kim, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Kim, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Kim got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Kim, over
Okay.
to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I love that you're saying that we can learn from everybody, right? I feel like we all have our own story. And my own is I was born in Taiwan and I was raised by very traditional Chinese parents. So my mom stayed home. My dad was the breadwinner. But growing up, I see how unhappy my mom was. She constantly said that, oh, I wish I can pursue a career. I wish I didn't have to spend my time raising kids, didn't have the opportunity. I wish I can have education. Growing up, I really thought that like I'm going to have a different path. I'm going to pursue education and career so I still be working after having children. I thought that raising kids was very daunting. It was not a fun thing, watching my mom, wishing that she didn't have to do it. So so I have thought that I'm gonna have a career that I can justify paying for quality childcare so I can continue to be working. But the thing is, after I had children, I realized something. I actually really like being with my children. Very it was very hard for me to accept that. I feel like I don't know who I am. I didn't know who I was before, what I wanted. It didn't line up. So I struggle with the thoughts of this could not be better. Like being a full-time mom, being a stay-at-home mom, giving up my career maybe for a season could not be a better, it should not be a better choice. I have been self-denial for a very long time. And being an international student coming from Taiwan, my career didn't come very easy. It was very bumpy because I didn't have United States citizenship. So I worked very hard, maybe harder than people who didn't have that, had to take that path. So at the time when I had children, I had my dream job. It was the dream career I always wanted. I was in a really good situation. So giving that up just seems like really like impossible in some way or feel a little silly. But making that decision, I know that I will regret it if I don't take some time to be with my little kids. So I bring that question to God. Luckily, I converted to Christianity when I was in my 21 years old. I feel like without God, I wouldn't be able to make some of the toughest decisions in my life. So I bring the decision and I asking for him to kind of give me like a confirmation that I will be okay. So I told him, hey, I really feel like I want to do this. Can you please just let me know that it will be okay? Because I have an anxious person. I always need to have plan B and plan C. And I had this burning desire. I did not expect that. Yeah, I was going to get answered this way, but it was a burning desire telling me, you got to do this. You have to do this. I have other plan for you. You're going to be okay. And so that gave me the confirmation knowing that like this is the path I need to take. So the next day I give out my formal resignation after talking to my formal boss for quite a while about like whether to stay or leave. And even though knowing that it was the best decision or the right decision, I still cry so hard after giving my resignation because I know it's like a breakup. I kind of describe it in my book as well. Yeah, it's like a painful breakup. You love somebody, but you know that's not right for you right now or anymore. So I love my career, but I love my children and my family as well. And I know my children are growing up every day. And so breaking out my career, it was a really hard thing to do. But without God, I wouldn't be able to have that courage to do it. And but yeah, but I was so glad I did it. My kids are a little older now, and I am so glad I spent those years with them.
Amazing, Kim. And I love the fact that you told God about it. You knew this was what you wanted to do, but you just wanted God to give you that go ahead. Don't worry, it's gonna find my daughter. Wow,
Hmm.
that's a beautiful one,
Hmm.
and I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
So I've got some questions here, all right?
Hmm.
So you mentioned that you became a Christian when you were 21. So I wanted to
Hmm.
ask, in what ways has your relationship with God influenced your transformation?
Yeah, that's a great question. So before having God in my life, I feel like I'm entitled for what I think I achieve. I never really feel grateful, and I never really ask for help. I am very, I would say, like arrogant in some way. I feel like anything I have, I have. Like I didn't ask, nobody helped me, and I also feel like I had limited way to really reach or achieve things because I can't do all the things. I don't, I don't believe I can do all the things, right? So after having God in my life, I feel like with him, I can do anything if it's righteous, if it's in his desire and it's my calling. I like this is scary. Writing a book and actually expressing and open up my story is scary. People's gonna see it, people's gonna know about it. But I constantly have that like that answer from him is, Kim, you gotta write this book, you gotta finish this book, you gotta share this, people need this. And it's not me, I'm not really an open person, I'm pretty private. Knowing that he want me to help people, and from that purpose alone is enough. And that's why it gave me the courage and also the tongue to speak from his perspective and what he want me to do.
Speaking from his perspective and doing what he wants you to do. That's a beautiful one, Kim. You see,
Mm-hmm.
when I find people that talk like this, I get really excited and I feel like, okay, now I'm not alone. At times,
Mm-hmm.
when I have
Yeah.
conversation with people who are not really into God, they make me look so weird. So when I come across people like you, I say, okay, now I'm not alone. Beautiful. So let us
Yeah.
talk about your wonderful book. Okay. So how did you come about, the title? And how have you published it yet?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
published.
And how
It
long
was
did it take, the
published.
process?
Yeah. It took me 3 years. It's so it kind of like it was written when I was with my children full time. I didn't go into a career break thinking I'm going to write a book. It was not my plan. But throughout my break, I was doing a lot of journaling. I need to write down a lot of feeling because there was a lot of changes happening within me, around me. And I needed to write about them. And I was always very advocating therapy. So I've been seeing a therapist for a long time, and just to be able to know about myself. So throughout this process, I was changing in terms of who am I without my job title? Who am I without constant acknowledgement of my work? My kids, not trained management. They don't go like, "Oh, mommy did such a great job today. Keep it up." No, they don't talk like that. They whine, they cry, they want so many things from you. And my husband is tired from his own work, and we're a team together. So it was a lot of learning, a lot of adjustment from having a structured career to a kind of unstructured, you're your own boss and you're a full-time mom type of situation. So I need to relearn about what I know. And so the book came about in terms of how this phase of season and life can actually make us a better person, even though it might look like a career break or a gap in our resume, but really is something we can learn in our professional setting. I learned so much in terms of being more flexible, being more empathetic. I'm a better person going back to be a leader in my career that I choose to go back to. Is I feel like that break is needed. It was what I need. My children love being with me. I love being with them, but I need that for personal and career development as well. So the name pivot come from finding a path that's right for the moment, but then eventually kind of, work out for you. It's a better path in some way for the right time, or you never expect it. So for me, is to know that there's more outside of my career.
Mm, knowing that there is more outside your career, I got that. So let us talk about working mothers. So what kind of support do working mothers need most right now?
Yeah. So I feel like we need working moms too. I'm not saying that, I'm not promoting moms to stay home if it's not right for them, but I'm respecting people have different needs. And I definitely know some moms are better when they have a job. They, that they have some kind of identity outside of being at home. And the workforce needs to provide better maternity leave, paternity leave, because honestly, 3 months or shorter than 3 months is really short for any mom to go from having a children or having a child right away to then be expected to go back to work
Mm,
as they didn't have children.
true.
I feel like there needs to be more work-life balance and more part-time job, more job share situation for mom to have that flexibility when they're raising little kids, and then eventually ease back to full time again. I really hope that there's more of those opportunities, because I really feel like having moms and women in the workforce provides a lot of diversity and value. And I feel like our society, they really value equality and diversity. We got to have these structure and these support for the moms in order to have them in the workforce while having a family. So, and I really feel like I'm so proud of what women has achieved throughout the centuries, being able to have good education, good career. But I think we can't deny that women are still the one bearing children. Women are the ones still feeding the children. So these time with our little kids is still really relying on moms, and we need to be able to recognize that and respect that and provide that support.
So true. Supporting system. I got that. So,
Mm-hmm.
while you were at the transition process, you did it anyway. So for folks who would also, they are at the edge of this transitioning, how can they cope with the fears during this period?
Yeah, I really feel like fears and the um the the worries are unknown, scare changes are what keeping people stuck at where they're at, even though they're not happy, even though they know that something got to change. But we don't like the unknown. We feel like, well, at least we know that, like, what we have right now, what I have right now. But I feel like fears, a lot of them are unfounded. Based on statistic, 97% of the fears, of the worries that we have, never really happen, or at least not in the extent that we anticipate. It usually is lot smaller or less impactful than we thought it would be. So that means having a realistic expectation or a system to analyze our fears are very important. Writing them down and kind of like scaling them, like, what's the possibility of this? Is this a 10 or is it a 0? Or is it a 5? I don't know. And what's the impact? Is this going to impact me like in a great extent, or is it like not really that much? So we really need to put it on like a graph and then really look at, okay, is this going to happen? Or am I actually making it up? I am imagining it. I'm playing it out in my head. So let's think about, there's 2 scenarios I thought about when I was making this decision. My kids are growing up every day. They're going to be older if I don't spend this time with them, and I'm going to regret it. And when I look at that, I'm like, this is the real fear. This is not like I'm making it up. My kids are growing up every day and I'm going to miss it. And the other one is I'm scared of, I won't be able to go back to the career I built so hard with. I'm going to be going to an entry-level job or had to take a step back. And I thought about it. Well, it's not that impossible, but is that really going to happen though? Am I making it up in my head because of the fears I'm having? And how does that impact me? Like, I mean, I'll still be fine. I'll still be a person. I still have so much other to offer. I'm a child of God. It's not going to kill me. So I'm going to be okay. So it's just evaluating your fear, looking at them in terms of, is this in your anxiety, your worries, or is it actually something will happen no matter what? If you don't do anything or you do something, this will happen. So I think that like just having kind of a very structured way of evaluating it will help people kind of know, like put their fears into check.
Wow. And that was beautifully explained. Having a structured way of evaluating the stuffs will put their fears into check. Wow. Kim, you're just so good at what you do. I love that.
You're so
Yeah, I
kind.
tell
Thank you.
you, beautiful. So to bring this to an end, Kim, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those individuals who like to reach out to you, especially moms, learn more about the beautiful stuff you're doing, or even want to make a purchase of your wonderful book, or even ask you questions. How can that be possible?
Yes. And I'm very passionate what I do. Whenever I hear a mom expressing they really wish they can spend more time with their children, but they feel stuck in terms of financially, emotionally, I want to provide that resource for them and kind of as a living proof of telling them that it's going to be okay. I came back to my career. I'm a better and stronger asset now to my work. You had to own your career break, knowing that like this is a career development. It's not a time of waste. It's not just a time to, even though spending time with your kids are very important, it's a memory you're making, you'll never regret, but take it as a career development, as a personal development opportunity. So, and don't let fears and society expectation to stop you from living what you truly desire. That's what I think I want to lead with all your listeners, that butterflies won't become butterflies if it doesn't break and fight through the cocoon that's trapping them. So if you want to be a butterfly, you got to break the system and try to be different.
You gotta break the system and try to be different if you want to be a butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, and they want to
books,
find me.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. If they want to find me, that my website is thepivotmom.com. And you can find me on LinkedIn with the handle Kim-Patten. Instagram, Kim the Pivot Mom, and my book Pivot is on Amazon or Barnes and Noble or anywhere you can find online.
Beautiful. So that's gonna be the end of the show, Kim. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this wonderful stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Elisha. It was such a pleasure to talk to you.